Okay guys, welcome to my next Assetto Corsa video. In this video today we're looking at the GRA challenge and the special events. For this event we'll be driving the BMW M3 E30 Group A car. We're going to have a quick look at the performance that the car's got. It's running 290 horsepower and weighing just under 1,000 kilograms. And we're racing the car around Silverstone GP, another long track as you can see there, 5,901 meters long. The time of the day, 6 o'clock in the evening, clear weather, 19 degrees. Okay, so we're going to start the lap, making sure you get a clean exit on the last corner, going into 4th gear, get a nice clean exit there, then we're going to go into 5th gear. Now we're going to look out for the curb on the left and the green bit of AstroTurf on the left. As that appears, we're going to go down into 4th gear, then chuck the car in, use the AstroTurf on the right there, hard on the power in 4th gear, stay hard on the power, then into 5th gear just to stop it running too wide and keeping the acceleration going. Then down into 3rd gear, be careful of the rear end, you want to be trail braking a bit slightly there. Staying in 3rd gear, hard on the power, then down into 2nd gear again. Now we're going to stay steady on the rev and then hard on the power as you can, into 3rd gear, through the gears all the way now. You're going to have to really do a lot of trail braking with this car, as obviously it's running no ABS, so you really do need to keep the back end steady. Going into 5th gear, we're going to look out for our braking point again. The white marker up ahead on the right there, you see we're going to brake just before that, going down into 4th gear, then 3rd gear, trying to make sure the back end doesn't go too loose. You want to get a bit of drift going through there just to help you through the corner, staying in 3rd gear, then 4th gear, and back down to 3rd gear, going nice and tight as we can through this corner and on the power as early as possible to straighten the car up for maximum speed down the straight. Now working the way through the gears, we're going to go into 5th gear. Now we're going to be looking out for the whiteboard on the left for our next turning in point. We're going to go down into 4th gear, just past the whiteboard on the left. You'll see now we go a bit late here now, as you see. We're going to go down into 4th gear. We should have gone a bit earlier than what we did. We missed the apex. Had to back out the throttle slightly, then hard on the power, being careful on the Astro there. We've probably lost about 300ths of a second there by running that little bit wide. But we get away with it just about. Going into 5th gear now, we're going through the really fast corners now. We're going down into 4th gear for that corner so we can chuck it through this corner in 4th gear. Staying in 4th gear, do not go down any gears. Stay in 4th gear there, then on the power as early as possible to get as much speed down the back straight now here, you'll see. We're going to go into 5th gear, and we want to be going through that section in a low 141 to get this goal time. So we're going into 5th gear, now we're going to look out for the whiteboard on the left for our next braking zone. We're going to brake just past the whiteboard. We're going to go down into 4th gear, then be careful of the back end, then down into 3rd gear. We're slightly losing the back end, so we go into 4th gear just to dull that power a bit. Hard on the power in 4th gear, coming out the bend reasonably okay. Looking for our next braking zone, which is just before the curb on the right there appears. Down into 3rd gear, staying in 3rd gear through these corners. You with curb on the left, then curb on the right again, then hard on the power. Do not lift through these corners. You want to get on the power as early as possible and keep the power down. This is a really hard time trial to beat, so you really do need to get on the power for them last corners. You can see there we go over the line for a 1 minute 20.933. The time to beat is only a 1 minute 21.0, so we just about done it. As you can see there, it took me a fair few attempts, so I was quite happy to get this done as we do a little donut in the car. So we're going to run through the setup that we used for this event now. Okay, there was quite a few changes that we did actually alter within the setup for this to get this time. Obviously it's probably not the best setup you can physically get, but it got me the gold. I mean, it's going to be a challenge. It may get some of you the silver or the bronze, etc. So make sure that you put your engine limiter up to 103. Very important that to get them extra revs in the gears. Our brake bias was on 67. That felt really nice, but just be aware the rear end into corners can be a little bit loose, but I kind of wanted that. Aero, we went maximum on the front and then just one lower than the maximum, so it was a free aero balance, which was really nice to give that front end grip through some of the fast corners. So we're going to look into the drivetrain. Let's go back to drivetrain there. The gears, you want them on that final gear, and you can't change the individual gears. Differential, we run 70-50. This is a no assist setup, remember, no ABS, no traction control. Felt really nice on them settings there. Give us good speed through the corners, really nice ability to keep off the power through the corners as well. Nice turning, so try them settings, see what you think of them. Tyres, slicks. Obviously the softs on this car, I tried the mediums, I think I preferred the softs. So we're going to look at the tyre pressure, slightly lower on the front again, just to give us a bit more grip through the corners. Now cambers, we max the cambers out for this car. Completely max it out to give us as much cornering grip as possible, as it didn't really lose too much speed down the straights with maximum cambers. Obviously the car's not the fastest car in the world, so you don't lose too much speed. Toe, again, we went for maximum front toe, and the rear toe was pretty much all the way to left bar 1. As you can see, there was a little error in the setup there. You can see I put it back to how it should be. 1-1 felt really nice on that rear. Ride height slammed all the way down pretty much on the front and rear. Rear was -1 off being slammed down fully. Springs adjusted slightly again to give us a good turn in, but slightly looser on the rear, just to softer on the rear, just to save that back end when it was getting a little bit loose. As you can see, we did that with the anti-roll bars as well. We went slightly lower on the rear anti-roll bar, just to give us that grip through the corners on the acceleration when the back end was going. It just helped bite the rear end in. So we're going to look into the damper settings now. There's not actually many things you can actually change within the damper settings, but they're the damper settings we ran, and it felt really nice. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to leave you with the TV camera of the lap we just ran. Remember, this was only just faster than the goal time. It was possible to get maybe a low 1 minute 20 with this setup. As you can see, I made a couple of mistakes on the lap, so there is room to play with the setup, but you really do need to be on it on your lap. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you've liked this video and you've liked the setup that I've given you. Thanks again for watching, guys.